Bypassing blue slips, increasing partisan fighting over judicial nominees. Independent judicial commissions were intended to help lawmakers avoid partisan fights over judicial nominees, but they're being disregarded or avoided. Independent judicial commissions were envisioned as a way to avoid partisan fights over a highly political process, the nomination and confirmation of federal judges. That was the goal when Milwaukee lawyer Michael Brennan of Wisconsin, believed to be on President Donald Trump's list of judicial candidates, submitted his name to the Badger State's bipartisan Federal Judicial Nominations Commission. Yet before the committee had a chance to weigh whether Brennan would be a good fit for the federal bench, the White House picked him for an appellate court judgeship in the region that includes Wisconsin. Then, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Charles E. Grassley, R. Iowa, put him on the fast track to confirmation over the strong objection of Senator Tammy Baldwin, D. Wisconsin, who argues that the commission ultimately concluded that Brennan shouldn't ascend to the federal bench. That led Baldwin to withhold her blue slip, an arcane but powerful sign of disapproval. But Grassley on Tuesday said he was bypassing the long-standing Senate courtesy and scheduled a hearing for Brennan. The president showed a complete disregard for a process that has served our state well for decades. Baldwin, who co-chartered the State Judicial Nomination Commission with Senator Ron Johnson, her Republican counterpart, said in a written statement Monday, "I am extremely troubled that the president took this partisan approach that disrespects our Wisconsin process." The spat over Brennan is the latest turn of events in the epic battle between Democrats, Republicans and the Trump administration over the federal judiciary. After slow-walking or stalling dozens of former President Barack Obama's nominees, the GOP-led Senate majority is rushing to fill some 100 vacancies Obama was forced to leave behind. In the process, Grassley and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell have junked the same procedural rules and traditions they relied on to thwart Obama's judicial agenda, including blue slips. They also stripped Democrats of the minority party's right to filibuster nominees they believe are objectionable. Trump's offensive to push the judiciary to the right, however, has also swept aside the recommendations of nonpartisan institutions, including the American Bar Association. A mainstay of the judicial nominating process for 5 decades, the White House under Trump and Grassley's committee have raced to hold hearings for nominees before the ABA has finished evaluating them, or advanced candidates through the process, even though the ABA rated them as not qualified. Several states have judicial nominating boards or commissions, considered a way to remove politics from the process and select the best judicial candidates available regardless of party affiliation. The decision to grant Brennan a hearing is seen as the first time the White House has walked past a committee's recommendation, or lack thereof. Despite Baldwin's objection, the White House has taken the stance that a committee's recommendation is just that, a recommendation. "I've never heard the Judicial Commissions Clause in the Constitution," White House counsel Don McGahn said in a speech before the Federalist Society late last year. "My Constitution says the President appoints judges with the advice and consent of the Senate, not a commission composed of plaintiffs' lawyers and others who have business before the very people they will appear in front of."